What is up, Waffle Gang? I do hope you are well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more r/AmITheButtHole. If you do love a Reddit story, don't forget to click that subscribe button, maybe that notification bell too. And before we jump into today's stories, I would just like to thank Nikki W for joining us and Hannah Tatterback for the rejoin. Thank you. 14 months, Hannah. Wow, Anyway, let's crack on with today's stories. Much love, guys. Now, our first story does come from a throwaway account titled, "Am I the arsehole for calling out my sister for taking and selling my sick husband's possessions in front of the entire family? My female 25, husband male 30, was diagnosed with leukemia. He didn't start receiving treatment right after his diagnosis because how weak his body was. His health hasn't improved, it's not looking good so far. He keeps getting worse and I'm constantly worrying about him. He's been in and out of hospital lately, so my stepmom offered to help and sent my sister, 19, to our apartment to cook and clean. I'm away from home most of the time and my sister would show up for hours every day to take care of the apartment. Recently, I noticed stuff going missing. Stuff that belonged to my husband, and specifically like his wristwatch and some other of his electronic devices, apart from his phone. I asked my sister about them and she claimed she didn't see them. I kept noticing more of my husband's possessions disappear with time, and it drove me nuts as I kept questioning my memory since I lacked sleep. I decided to lock the bedroom as a solution, but I lost the key later. Another thing I noticed is my sister keeps asking about my husband non-stop, not about his health but about what he has/doesn't have, which was weird of her. In the past couple of weeks, my husband was readmitted to hospital and I was with him the entire time. I went home at 4 PM to get my clothes changed, and for some reason I had a strong feeling to check our indoor camera. I saw my sister walking in and out of our bedroom and had my husband's possessions in her hand. She took his wristwatches, his gaming device and other possessions with monetary value. I was confused but then figured out she was taking his stuff and going home with it. I went to my dad's house and confronted her there by showing everyone the video, but she still denied after I asked if she was selling her sick brother-in-law's possessions. She kept denying till she finally confessed, saying she needed money to pay off debts and rent and thought my husband was so sick then those possessions weren't necessary. Everyone was shocked, including Dad. I yelled that she was taking advantage of my sick husband to sell his stuff and make money, completely dismissing the fact if I happen to lose him then those possessions become priceless to me. She started crying after I asked her in front of everyone if she was relying on him not returning home to notice the stuff that was missing, and called her gross and disgraceful for doing this to him while he's down and struggling. Everyone berated her and went off on her. My stepmom heard about it later and called and was angry, saying I should have taken my sister aside, not confront her and accuse her of being a thief in front of the whole family. I argued, asking if she was okay with her taking and selling my husband's possessions, and she said no, but I went about this completely wrong. Now everyone shunned my sister after I publicly exposed her, knowing she had a reason to do what she did, which is rent, and she's a kid and made a mistake. Besides, she helped, so that should mean something to me. Did I go too far? No, and I would go as far as saying that's evil to do something like that. Knowing the situation your husband's in and things don't look particularly great, and I'm so sorry for that at the moment. I can't imagine what you're dealing with at this moment in time, especially dealing with this with your sister as well. She's literally stealing. It's stealing, that's all it is. I know we get these stories come up every once in a while, but it's stealing, and that is it. And there's no way you go too far, and a lot of the times we say when we read this story is always press charges, and I know it's your sister and it's incredibly tough, but what does she learn when nothing happens? And if you don't press charges on her, then you're incredibly generous for doing so, and that's all I can really say about that. But whole ad says, not the arsehole. Call the cops and press charges for a theft. Sneaky Fox says, not the arsehole. You called your sister out for literal theft. She needs to bring those items back immediately, or replacement value for any/all items. Or you file a police report for robbery, let the court sort it out. How dare she betray you and your family like that? OP replies saying, I got some of the stuff back, but she's already sold the rest. I'm honestly so upset, but clearly I have no energy to fight with her or my stepmom. I'm ashamed and I don't want to tell my husband. Change Cat 2 says, not the arsehole. It's a special type of evil to steal from a cancer patient. If you have done this privately, she may not have learned a lesson. She should be thankful you didn't bring in the police. Where I am, 19 is legally an adult. Parsimonious Salad says you did not go too far. Make her get back everything she can. Not the arsehole, and don't let your stepmom enable her by keeping her thieving private. Everyone in the family should know what kind of heartlessness she is capable of. Sicer Drift says OP, if you don't call the police and report all the thefts, then you're showing your sister that it's okay to steal from your sick husband. And one more from Miracle Rifle who says not the arsehole, she's 19. She knew exactly what she was doing. Obviously the stepmom did not teach her correctly. Now, what do you guys make of this story? How would you deal with that situation? And we'll move on to the next one. And our next story comes from Low Ice 4769, titled Am I the Arsehole for refusing to look after my brother's children? So me and my boyfriend live together in a fairly large rented house, despite the fact that neither of us want children. The house has 4 decently sized bedrooms, one of which is our bedroom, while one is an office. The other 2 are empty. Despite the fact that we don't have kids, we are avid pet lovers, and we own a 3-year-old Rottweiler, a 1-year-old Bulldog, as well as a 7-year-old cat. Yesterday my brother asked me to watch his children, since he had to go to hospital due to his wife breaking her leg. I was the only one available at the time, so my brother dropped his children, a 9-year-old boy and a 7-year-old girl, off at our house. Unfortunately, this arrangement wasn't suitable for us, since we made plans to drop our dogs off at a doggy spa while we went to the mall. I called my friend, who agreed to look after the kids. I compensated her monetarily, even though she told me there was no need to. My brother has never met this friend, but I'd never leave any child with a dangerous person. While we're at the mall, my brother calls me to ask me where we are. I told him that his kids are at my friend's house. He was furious with me and hung up on the phone soon after. Around 30 minutes later, my friend calls to say that my brother has picked the kids up, and that he was irate, to say the least. My brother has tried to call me since, but I haven't picked up the phone, since I know he likely only wants to have an argument with me. Today, my dad called me to ask why I'd chosen my dumb dogs over my nephew and niece, which irritated me. I told my dad that while I feel sorry for his wife, it isn't my responsibility to drop everything and look after children that aren't even mine. I also told him that if he's going to insult my family, then he shouldn't expect to walk me down the aisle. I know my choice of words could have been kinder, however, I don't think it's fair to impose the responsibility of looking after kids on me, when I've made the decision to not have any. Am I the arsehole? Edit, a lot of people are asking whether I agreed to watch the kids or not. In short, I didn't really have a chance to respond. My brother phoned me while en route to the hospital to tell me that he needs someone to watch the kids due to his wife breaking her leg. Around 5 minutes later, he turns up at my house with the kids, before saying he has to go to the hospital. Now, usually when we come into these stories, we use like the whole family thing as a negative term, but in this case, and I'm just putting myself in OP's position, and one of my brothers said his wife broke her leg and whatever, and they was on the way to the hospital. Can I look after the kids? And if I was in OP's exact situation, of course I would help out. Not say that I will help them out and then, drop them off at a friend's house and pay them. What the hell? If I had children, I'd be absolutely furious if I found out a family member had taken in my kids and then took them and dropped them off somewhere, especially when they wasn't in an emergency themselves. They were going to the mall and their dogs for a spa day. Holy moly. But Poison of King says, you're the arsehole. Sorry your sister-in-law didn't plan her leg break around your schedule. I don't like kids. I don't like watching kids. But if I was the only person available to watch them because of a medical emergency, you bet your bippity I would. Bippity. And pawning your brother's kids off to someone he's never met before? Big nope. I'd get your reaction if he and his wife wanted a spur of the moment date night, but you've basically told your family that you care more for them all than you do for them during their time of need. Nice. Jane Taz replies to that saying this, you're the arsehole, you don't leave children that aren't yours with someone who the parent doesn't even know. You accepted responsibility for these children, then acted in a most irresponsible manner. Somehow I think you, your boyfriend and your doggies would have survived not going to the mall and doggy spa. Can you imagine how scary and confusing it was for the children? First being rushed to your house because their mother was hurt, then having you dump them with a stranger. If I was your brother, I would be going no contact with you. Permanently. Road Goddess replies to that one saying, you're the arsehole, I live a child-free, pet-full lifestyle and I'm disgusted with what you did. This is a medical emergency, not a casual night out, and then to drop your kids off with someone they don't know can be outright dangerous. Why you focus on the size of your house also doesn't play into this at all. He wasn't asking you to take them in, just watch them a few hours. Your lack of empathy is outstanding. Then to tell your dad that you won't be able to walk you down the aisle because he confronted you shows your level of immaturity. I really hope you're not planning on getting married anytime soon, because the minute something doesn't go your way, you'll be out the door. Grow up and act like a human. Helpful Wrangler replies to that saying, right, I love my dogs, they're my children, as my husband and I are child free. For many reasons, including the fact that I don't really like being around kids, and taking that into account, yes OP, absolutely you're the arsehole. It's an actual medical emergency. Not like they wanted to do something like, oh I don't know, go for a jaunt to the mall during a panini. Now I can't work out if that was during a pandemic or for a panini, either way it works. Sarah Rainmaker said, you're the arsehole, seriously. Family helps out when there is an emergency and you chose to go to the mall and leave his kids with someone he doesn't know. The arsehole is strong with you. That sock says, what does the size of your house have to do with anything with watching your niece and nephew for a couple of hours? It's not like he asked you to take them in forever. It was a medical emergency. I thought they were babies, but they are 9 and 7. You can actually take them with you to the mall without any inconvenience to you. Just let them walk or run in front of you. 9 and 7-year-olds are independent kids, and you don't have to be a helicopter aunt while they are with you. You're selfish and entitled. You're the arsehole. What the fudge says you're the arsehole, so as a parent I 100% agree with your brother's emotions. If you couldn't take his children, you should have said so up front. Leaving kids with someone who is a stranger to the parents without permission is real messed up. Also, why could you not bring the kids with you to the mall? Or just not go to the mall. Now, what do you guys make of this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and we'll move on to the next story. And our next story comes from Party6789. Am I the arsehole for not having any vegan options at dinner? I, 28 male, love to cook. I started cooking when I was younger and just loved it. I went to culinary school and now work in a restaurant as a head chef. I also love to be adventurous and try new recipes. My girlfriend, 27 female, has had no issues with my cooking. She wanted to have a dinner party on Friday night to celebrate her friend's 25th birthday. The friend wanted a chicken dish, salad, and pasta. I made chicken parmigiana with a pasta dish on the side. My girlfriend made a cucumber and tomato salad. There was supposed to be 8 altogether. Another friend and boyfriend showed up 15 minutes later. I was not aware of this friend coming, but had enough food for everyone. My girlfriend and I set the table and placed the dishes. When the friend sat down, she looked around and asked what the main course was. I told her chicken parmigiana. She scrunched her face up and said, "Did friend not tell you I'm vegan?" Everyone at the table went silent and some looked at me. I looked back at the friend and said, "No, I was not aware you were vegan or coming." She got upset and said, "Well, boyfriend and I are leaving. I'm not staying around disgusting food." She and her boyfriend left and we all went back to enjoying the dinner. Girlfriend later approached me to let me know that she forgot to tell me about friend coming and being vegan. I told her that she should have informed me. She got upset and told me it was no big deal. Girlfriend is giving me the cold shoulder. Edits. I'm making this edit to clarify things that have happened since this post. Girlfriend has told me that the vegan friend dropped her as a friend. Now girlfriend is even more upset with me. I should have worded the title differently. The post is more about if I'm the arsehole for not cooking vegan food and possibly causing my girlfriend to lose a friend. I have met friend before but did not know that they were vegan. Am I the arsehole for not having any vegan options at dinner? Now I'm going to come straight out and say it, the girlfriend is the arsehole here. If ever I'm having friends round or was having friends round or a dinner party or something, I make sure everyone's catered for. I make sure, if there's any vegan people there, I cater for those people. I don't suddenly forget, oh, I forgot I invited those people round, oh, and they're vegan as well, and then blame you for it as well. Absolutely not the arsehole to me. Your girlfriend is the arsehole for blaming you afterwards and giving you the cold shoulder. And to be fair, are these people that you really want at your dinner table? The fact that they sat down, looked around, scrunched their face up and said, oh, we're leaving, and saying it's disgusting food. What the hell kind of people are these? Absolutely not the arsehole. I've said my piece as not the arsehole. The people were rude. However, your girlfriend turned into a villain pretty quick there. All she had to do was apologize for not telling you, and that would have been that. Username says you're not the arsehole, but while I might have a lot of people disagreeing with me, I think your girlfriend is. She just forgot to tell you that extra people were coming. If she invites people over and you're doing the cooking, she absolutely needs to inform you. People may disagree with me, but I think that if you invite someone over for dinner and know they have dietary restrictions, you should make sure you have something. I think this might be regional/cultural. There was a salad, and a plain pasta dish without meat and cheese would have been pretty easy to make. Literally a box of pasta mixed with a jar of tomato sauce. But it doesn't sound like this girl just wanted to be able to eat. It sounded like she expected the whole meal to be vegan for everyone, which is absolutely an arsehole move. Cherry Popcorn Goddess says not the arsehole, but it's not about you failing to present a vegan option that you didn't know would be needed. If it was about a party of 100 people, maybe, but this was an intimate dinner celebration. This person behaved horribly. You didn't go to someone's house and insult their food. If I were you, when she said she was leaving, I would have said, fantastic, don't let the dill hit your butt on the way out. Please note, I have nothing against vegans, but I do have a lot to say about people who can't practice basic courtesy. You didn't belittle her dietary choices. Socially, you were just fine. This wasn't your fault. By the way, the dinner sounds like it was amazing. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Quantum says your girlfriend, the one who forgot to tell you these people were coming and were vegan, is giving you the cold shoulder. What the fuck? Now, what do you guys think about this one? What do you think about the girlfriend forgetting and then blaming the boyfriend for it? Very strange to me, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below and we'll move on to the next story. Now our next story comes from Nana titled, Am I the Arsehole for asking my personal trainer to give me a discount? I, 26 female, am a full-time content creator, or as other people like to call it, influencer. I've been very lucky to have a few of my videos go viral and grew an Instagram following in the 6 figures range. Many of my followers are located in the general area I live in. With the following I have, I'm able to make an income from doing brand partnerships and sponsored posts. I wanted to work on my health and hired a highly recommended personal trainer, 30s female, in the area. I did not tell her that I was a content creator when I hired her. After my first session, she posted some videos of me on her own Instagram page. She has about 10k followers, and some of her followers recognized me in her comments. That's how she discovered my Instagram page. When this happened, she called me and asked if I could tag her in my Instagram stories whenever I'm practicing the workout she gave me. She also asked me, as a favor, if I could create a before and after video to show my progress, post it on my Instagram, and then tag/mention her in the video. She told me that she is in the process of pitching a TV segment, and her agent told her that having a bigger Instagram following would help her secure the deal. Normally, for a series of IG story tagging and dedicated IG video, I charge about $3,000. I told her about my rate since I really did like the workouts. I'd be happy to do all of this if she could give me $1,500 off of her workout package. I also emphasized to her that I'm more than happy to pay her full, regular rate, but I didn't want to feel obligated to create content for her on my page if that was the case. She told me she would think about it and then hung up. She later texted me and said she felt very insulted that I would ask her for a discount for her services, that a few IG tags and IG video isn't that much to ask for. Am I the arsehole? And there's a couple of edits which are relevant, so we'll cover those, which is edit, I think some people are confused, so I wanted to clarify. I'd already planned on paying her full regular rate when I started working with her. I never planned on asking for a discount until she asked me for the IG story tags and to create a video post for her. I'm 100% happy to pay her full rate as long as there is no obligation for me to post about her on my personal IG page. Edit 2, some people are commenting accusing me of taking credit for her work on my IG page, and that is not true at all. I've not posted anything at all regarding my workouts, nor was I planning to. My Instagram page is centered around a specific topic, and I create skits and tutorials related to my experience in this topic. Posting about my fitness health journey would not be directly relevant to my normal content. Now, I was expecting as I was reading through this, one of those typical like choosing beggar posts where, you know, the influencer says, oh, I'm an influencer, you should do this for free because you'll get exposure, but thank goodness that wasn't the case. And I got to say, you're not the arsehole, you're running a business here, and that is part of your business. Promoting brands and other people is part of your business, and you do charge for that. It's as simple as that for me. She's providing a service, you're providing a service, you shouldn't give your one away for free just because she's asked for it. Simple as for me. And our homie says, not the arsehole, she's asking you to do something that you normally get paid for. You pay for her services, she should pay for yours. A discount is the very least she could do. Edit, a lot of people are saying you're the arsehole because they are not reading, or they don't understand that what you're doing is marketing a business. Marketing is something that companies pay billions for, and your 3K price with 6-figure followers is expected. AtaB123 says, as a personal trainer, I was ready to call you the arsehole, but after reading the whole story, not the arsehole. She's ridiculous to ask for free promotion, especially from someone with such a large follower base. You said you were happy to pay full price, so I don't see how she could be insulted. I'm surprised you didn't ask to be reimbursed for using videos of you on her page without permission, unless you signed something authorizing media release when you hired her. And Aphrodora says, not the arsehole, she asked you for your service, so she must assign some value to your services. You gave her a price which seems steep to me, but evidently what you offered is a discount to what you would charge others, so that's just what it costs. She isn't obligated to accept the offer. ETA, for all of you You're the Arsehole people, replace influencer with photographer and see how you feel about OP being asked to offer free photography services. Second ETA, I missed the part where she takes back that she was insulted or it was added after my first read. That was unprofessional. She's an arsehole. Peach Fuzz the Great says, not the arsehole, she wants full price for her profession but wants you to do yours for free. Sundropity says, not the arsehole at all. I have no idea where some of these commenters are coming from. She offers a paid service, as do you. She asked for a 100% discount on your service, to which you replied, I give you 50% discount instead. I simply don't see how you could be the arsehole here. Now, what do you guys make of this story? A bit of a different one there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll move on to the next one. And our next story comes from Sportif000. Am I the arsehole for not giving my employee a raise? I'm the director of a large public organisation that is state funded. Our budgets have been very tight in the last couple of years because of everything happening. Early last year, we hired Leo, an analyst, to look at our operations to see where we could improve both financially and efficiency wise. Overall, a very white collar job that requires a college degree. Well, as the months went by in 2020, a lot more of our blue collar staff was calling out sick and citing mental health and burnout, which led the front of the organisation to be very short staffed. Since the front line is more time sensitive than the back end for day-to-day operations, Leo was called to help out with everyday functions like ringing out customers and helping to stock the shelves. Between the time he was hired and now, he has been called to help staff maybe 40% of the time. We made it clear when we interviewed Leo that he would expect it to help out when we were short-staffed from time to time, and he accepted this. Recently, his annual review came up, and I gave him a very honest review saying he met all expectations, fulfilled his role, and even covered duties that were not his. However, seeing that as his first year, I couldn't give him an exceptional review because I do not believe that anyone can be exceptional in their first year. What? There's just not enough time. Add to that, because he was called to help with frontline so often, he was not able to do much analytics as we were hoping for. He's the only one who can do his role, and when he's at the front of house, his work is put on hold. This meeting the standard review made him eligible for a 1% raise, and he was calm but clearly unhappy about it. He brought up his list of achievements and had detailed notes about what he had done for the organisation and had asked if there was room for negotiation. I informed him that raises were set and I look forward to seeing what he can do in the next few years with us. I also gave him some extra projects so he can get a head start on impressing us next year. The past few weeks I noticed he has started taking his PTO, which he never did before, and is now only in the office maybe 3 times a week, and it is causing us to be severely backlogged because he is so far behind on his work. We also are facing staffing shortages and he is not available to be on call for those as well. My colleagues think that I should have fought to give him a more significant raise because we are feeling the squeeze of a labour shortage, and maybe if I've given him the cost of inflation raise he had asked for, we wouldn't be running a skeleton crew. Am I the arsehole? There's 2 big lines that jumped out to me on this one, that I don't believe anyone can be exceptional in their first year, yet this guy went beyond his job multiple times for 40% of his time to help out with your business. And one of the reasons he didn't get a promotion was that he was called to help with frontline so often that he couldn't do the analytics we were hoping for. And whose fault is that? That's your fault because he was helping you. Oh man, I hope that guy finds another job. Absolutely, you're the arsehole to me. But Anonymous says you're the arsehole. If he is smart, he's using his PTO to go look for a job that actually will value his work and fairly compensate him. No wonder you're understaffed. You're a crappy manager. Jade Echo says, I am Leo in this situation, except my boss is the opposite of OP. 50% of my job description is ad hoc projects as needed. Sometimes I get weeks and weeks without being pulled from my desk, and sometimes I spend 2 months doing another essential job that is vacant for leaves or retirements and squeeze in only my essential priority tasks on top of the other job. And my boss thanks me, never asks me where my work is, clearly tells me when there is a real job project that needs a quick turnaround, and uses all of the work I do that isn't my real job as positives in my assessments. He also checks in regularly to make sure that I'm not drowning. The man has created so much more loyalty in me within the last 18 months than any other employer has managed in my 20 years of work experience, and did it just by being good at being a manager. There's a reason his department has the lowest turnover in our agency. Don't be like OP, be like Jade Echo's boss. Edit. Oh, and he also fights for raises for his staff so he can keep us. I've only worked there 18 months and he's currently working on a raise for me and someone hired a couple of months before me. That's a big thing OP isn't doing. And Nerd Crush says, and quotes, "I do not believe that anyone can be exceptional in their first year," and then says, "You're the arsehole. How fucked would you have been had he not been willing to handle it? He qualified for the raise, give him an effing raise." And quotes again saying, "I also gave him some extra projects so we can get a head start on impressing us next year." Then says, "He doesn't need to impress you, he needs to do his job. If you want people to impress you, pay impressive wages." PPRK replies to that saying, "I actually laughed out loud at that last part. OP gave this man a 1% raise when in his own words the employee went above and beyond his assigned role and was integral to the company's success. Not to mention the fact that inflation is expected to come in somewhere around 4 and 5% this year. I mean, even Social Security has given participants a 40% COLA adjustment, for Christ's sake. The audacity of OP to give this man an absolutely pitiful raise and then give him more extra tasks for next year. Is he high? If you want him to cover more tasks, OP, you have to pay him for that work. I hope he's interviewing his ass off for a position within a company that appreciates him. You completely dropped the ball here and you should be ashamed of yourself." Yuki says, "You're the arsehole. These lines alone. He was called to help with the front line, so he couldn't do the analytics we were hoping for. And I don't believe anyone can be exceptional their first year. Really shows exactly how much you value someone taking tons of extra work for you. The kid is doing so much extra work to help you out, to keep things running. Of course he can't do much else. He can't be exceptional. Well, he is. Doing tons of extra work for you, where you'd be left with things basically falling apart without him. Pay him what he deserves, treat him as the exceptional person he is, or you'll lose him. In fact, you already lost him." And one more from Whimsical Mara, who says, "Let me get this straight," in quotes, "because he was called to help with frontline so often, he was not able to do as much analytics as we were hoping for." Then says, "You penalise him because you call him away from his work constantly." Quotes again saying, "He's been called to help staff maybe 40% of the time." Then says, "The fact that he stepped up to take care of duties not aligned with his primary duties doesn't even merit a pitiful cost of living raise." Quotes again saying, "He has started taking his PTO, which he never did before." And it says, "And now you are pissed because he's not letting you take advantage of him any longer." Dude, you're the arsehole. Now, what do you guys make of this story? What are your thoughts on this and your verdicts on all of today's stories as well? I would love to hear them in the comments below if you have a moment of your time. A huge thank you for spending 20 to 30 minutes with me today, getting involved with the channel, hitting that like button, subscribing. We post twice daily, so don't forget to get involved, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Much love.